think I've done this chord progression yet. I know I do the C chord a lot. It's annoying, and I'm sorry if I bore you. You see, I'm aware of how I sound. I'm aware of the things that I do every day. Cause I got a camera crew following me around. And this camera crew they used to be real mean to me. They used to mock me, and they were right to do so, because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing in my existence. But marijuana helped me understand it. Yeah, marijuana helped me go inside myself in a way that was conducive to personal growth. Mentally. But then eventually, when I started reading the Bible, and I realized that I didn't need it anymore, because my heart experienced somewhat of a revival, and all the stuff that I thought that I needed before just fell away. And I'm so lucky that I waited. Yeah, I'm so lucky that I did what I did in the way that I did it. Cause there's a part of me a long time ago that said to me, all those psychiatric drugs, just let them go, just let them go, just let them go, just let them go. And find more of that plant that makes sense out of everything. And it doesn't matter what they say, it doesn't matter what they say, just keep doing it anyway. And against the advice of my therapist, against the advice of my psychiatrist, against the advice of my boomer parents that don't understand anything but the television, I went inside myself, and that's what you're supposed to do with weed. And if you're not doing that, you're wasting it. And too much of that will put you in a mental hospital, just to let you know. That's what's going on all over the country. People go crazy because they don't understand crazy, and so they stay crazy because they'll never understand crazy. Because what's crazy is being different. Being crazy is trying to understand your experience. Being crazy is looking at everybody else and going, no thanks, no thanks, no thanks, no thanks. Hold on, we gotta switch lanes over here. Okay, getting off the exit. Yes, it's been crazy to say, I don't want any of that shit. Thank you very much, but I'm alright over here. I don't need your pills. I don't need your advice. I don't need you to tell me what to wear. I'll just stay over here and I'll be satisfied. That's the thing, like, they just want you to assimilate, man. That's what psychiatry is about. That's why, unless you see a therapist that works for a church and that therapist is not politically correct, okay? Because there are plenty of churches out there that are politically correct. Plenty of churches out there that are going along with this progressive nonsense, okay? So, I was very, very lucky to see a really, really good therapist that was challenging. So if you're thinking crazy stuff, like your therapist is supposed to challenge that, not just go along with it. You know, like say you go to therapist, you're like, I feel like I should cut my genitals off, and your therapist is like, oh, here's a clinic you can go to. That is a bad therapist, okay? That is a shitty ass therapist who should be murdered. All right? I'm just saying. People tell me, once again, I'm not saying this to be arrogant, I'm just recounting experiences that I've had. If you're not me, you don't know what you're talking about. I've had a lot of people, a lot of women, they tell me like, man, you've really helped me. Yeah, it's because nobody's paying me, and I'm not politically correct, and I don't have an agenda. Well, I do have an agenda. My agenda is to save you. My agenda is to get you into heaven. That's my agenda. But yeah, nobody's paying me. And well, technically God's paying me with eternal life. God's paying me with the keys to the kingdom, but, you know, not actual money. But, anyway. Yeah, I mean, people tell me all the time that I helped them. People have said that, like, they flag me down after I do comedy. They flag me down after an AA meeting. People have told me, like, in the drive-thru, like, different places I've worked. They say that they pray for me at the dinner table and shit like that, you know? It's like, what drive-thru personnel do you pray for? I mean, well, actually, I'm sure that that's a common thing. If you're, like, a decent Christian, if you're doing what you're supposed to do, you probably pray for everybody. Not just, you know, the people you think you're supposed to care about, but, like, you know, everyday people that you see a lot. You know what's funny is that I wasn't a Christian for a long time. I didn't become a Christian until I was like 33, I believe. And there was this woman who, this older black lady who would come through the drive-thru every day. At McDonald's. It was always these older black ladies that loved the fuck out of me because I would always say, have a blessed day. And they'd be like, you have a blessed day. Sometimes they'd say it before me. But, yeah. I'm authentic. I mean, there's no other YouTube channel like mine. I can say that with the utmost confidence. There's no other YouTube channel like mine. So even if I'm redundant, I know I'm redundant. You don't have to tell me that. I drive around and bitch and play music. And I tend to bitch about the same shit because it's, you know, pretty redundant. Everybody's on their phones. That would be really cool if you use your smartphone to, like, learn stuff, you know? Like, I remember when we first discovered Wikipedia, and we were like, holy shit, there's so much that you can learn from this website. And then fucking Soros took it over, and now it's like you... I mean, there's still a lot that you can learn on it if it's not, like, politically correct shit. Like, you know, if you want to know the history of, like, welding or something like that, like, they're not gonna fuck with that, at least I hope not. Not yet, anyway. Pretty soon the history is gonna be like, and this person was trans, and this person was trans, and this person was trans. Dude, Tyler Buckingham, he's one of my favorite comics. He's hosting the mic that I'm going to tonight. He's the one that looks like a frat boy. He's so fucking hot. He said, I wish I recorded this because this was so fucking funny, man. He said, yeah, Christopher Columbus was trans. I was like the only person in that audience that was laughing, and I could not stop laughing when he said it. And I know that I'm the whole reason why he did that joke. Anytime that somebody's got a politically incorrect joke, they're always looking around, making sure I'm there, making sure I'm in the audience. Otherwise, they would not feel so compelled. Who knows? Christopher Columbus, yeah, he could have been trans. He could have been a made-up character in the history books, courtesy of Houghton Mifflin and McGraw-Hill. You never know. I tried to turn the camera off but failed, so I guess I'm supposed to keep talking about the public education system and how much it fails us. Well, you know, I remember like history class and thinking to myself, this can't possibly be it. This can't possibly be everything. But a lot of people are fine with their what do you call it? Their growth. They're fine with their learning process coming to an end. You know? Like, they look at the education system, and this is one of my biggest problems with it. They look at the education system like, oh, that's what's supposed to educate me. And if I'm not in school, then I'm not learning, or that it like trains your brain to think of it in a certain way, when really you're supposed to learn everywhere you go. You're supposed to pay attention. It's hard to do when you're doing this all the time. Yes, you're supposed to pay attention, and if you pay attention to things, you can evolve as a person. And there's a lot of stuff that you can learn, and you grow from that experience, you know? But so many people, you know, they're just like, okay, I'm done. You know, I didn't really learn much of anything from the public education system other than how to attempt to be like everybody else and fail. Hello! That's Raj. Feisty little black bitch. Oh, she's like my favorite person here now. After Lexi, of course. Lexi is my bitch. But, they're all my bitches. Let's be real. That's the thing. Like, people think I'm a misogynist. No, I love my girls. I love my girls. All my girls can take criticism. And they're not in the class of women that I bitch about. But no, I don't support all women. Like, do you think that feminists support all women? Do you think that feminists support non-feminists? Do you think that feminists support women on the right? Do you think that feminists support women that don't agree with their right to terminate a pregnancy? I mean, come the fuck on. Like, I don't just blindly support people, especially because of some stupid identity. Like all these people that have some complex about their identity and they just think it's so important. No, it's not. You don't feel like an important person of worth, which is why you capitalize on this particular aspect of your identity that you've been told to capitalize on because of the public education system, because of your therapist, because of your psychiatrist, okay? You capitalize on the fact that you're supposedly mentally ill through your shrink. You capitalize on the fact that you are politically correct because of the education system. And your therapist probably works with them. Whether they work with them directly or indirectly, if your therapist is on the left, there's no way that they don't. But you still have to be leery of people on the right too, because if they're progressive in any kind of way, they're of the devil. So Keep that in mind, babies. Keep that in mind. I gotta go to work now. Goodbye.